It's on! Hello, everyone, and welcome to, I'm going to mute Mike here. Welcome to another edition of Disney Parks Talk Live, where we catch you up on a very, very slow week in the week of Disney theme parks. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder here at Laughing Place. Over there is my wife, Rebecca. How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm doing okay.
Down here, things are all messed up down here. Down there, below Rebecca, is our vice president in charge of going to the park whenever there's a new Star Wars character, Mike Celestino.
I feel like you should be able to see Space Mountain here behind me, but it's disappearing. And it's just white to the ether.
Yes.
But we can see the planet, the pizza planet.
All I see is Mission to Mars.
Mike is David Copperfield, and he's made Space Mountain disappear right before our eyes. And below me, the vice president in charge of headgear, Jeremiah Good. How you doing? Good. Forgot your name for a moment. Thanks for joining us here. Got a lot to get into, obviously. It's been a busy weekend. We're going to keep Mike muted for some of this. He is obviously coming to us live from Disneyland, which we absolutely love when that happens. So good position today. That is what we shirt on. But we are going to be talking about obviously the big news in the world of theme parks over the past few days, and that is that the Mosleys went to the Mall of America on Saturday and Sunday and had a fantastic time. Got to ride some rides there, and the Mall of America is awesome. Did I say Saturday, Sunday? What did I say?
You said Friday. You said Saturday, Sunday, but it's Friday, Saturday.
You're right, because we were home on Sunday. Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, we went to the Mall of America. We did the Flyover America. We did a shooter ride that was based on the Haunted Mansion, but just enough different to not infringe on any trademarks. And we did a little coaster, and we had a great time. So Mall of America.
Had lunch at the original Rainforest Cafe.
We did. So Disney, you guys better watch out. Mall of America is coming. But while we were having all this fun.
Been coming for like 30 years now.
While we're having
go ahead.
All this fun, apparently.
There was something going on.
Some stuff was going on at Walt Disney World. Announcements were coming left and right, to and fro, up and down, in and out. Nothing at all for Disneyland somehow. But other than that, it was really coming fast and furious.
No, there was in and out. There was in and out. Oh, jeez. There was Disneyland.
A little bit. Not a ton. A little bit of Disneyland.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get started. So Jeremiah Good was actually at Destination D23. So he is going to have a large part to play in this. Mike Celestino right now is at. So Mike, have you done all you have to do and you're going to be sticking around, or should we get through your stuff?
No, I'm going to stay around until nighttime. I haven't seen Tiana's at night. I was going to get some photos of that. So
awesome. Good thinking. And who did you see, since we've got you real quick? What were you there for today?
So they made a surprise announcement on Friday last week that Harris and Dula will be appearing for a limited time at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So I made the first available reservation, which was today. That's why I'm here. I just saw her over there in Batuu, on Batuu.
Batuu, and there she is. What'd you think of her?
I think they did a great job, as they have been doing with these new characters popping up. And of course, Chopper, the droid, was there as well.
Chopper is way too bright. Like, his head should be a little bit less orange, I feel.
I also think in person, he doesn't look like he's made of metal. It looks like he's made out of like plywood or something.
And he doesn't have the arms on the head.
Right. Well, they live inside of him, but
yeah.
Still.
I'm sorry, continue. AI does that now.
Yeah, it's cool to see them interact. There were some very emotional guests there. You could see in one of my videos. Some of the guests got really emotional to see Hera in person.
My favorite character in Ahsoka. I love her a lot. She's great. So that article will be on our website soon, but it's on our Twitters right now. You can go check it out. So. Okay, so let's get to Destination D23. Jeremiah, you were there. Where do you start? There's so much that was announced. We kind of have a list of it here. I'm just going to go down the list, and we'll just go down the list.
I'm listening to BGM at Disneyland right now, dude. I have no clue what you're just talking about.
And what's messed up is My audio is so messed up. I can't hear it exactly the way you guys are, and it drives me crazy. So Mike is back to muted. I'm going to go down our list as we have it here, and we'll just kind of talk about each one. You being the guy in the room. So first, Soarin' over California, returning to Epcot for a limited time as a part of the Disney 100 celebration.
That was literally, I think that we had a couple of we weren't expecting that, but as far as weren't expecting and didn't care, that one definitely is the top of that list. Like,
you should care.
I kind of looked around at everybody when they announced it, and everybody's like, okay. I mean, it's not like DCA when they announce it every year. It's like, it's the biggest thing because we've had to here. It's okay. So we get to see Disneyland again. Great.
All right.
But
September 22nd.
It's exciting for that to return. I will go on Soarin' one more time.
Coming soon.
I love Soarin'. It may not compare to Fly Over America, but Soarin's pretty cool. I love Soarin'. All right, next up, Country Bear Musical Jamboree. I have a feeling this one got a little bit bigger reaction in the room.
I don't know if I could get the video over to you right now.
I knew this was coming.
I know. No, and I edited a video to share with somebody. So hang on, let's move on to another thing, and I'll come back to this, and hopefully you'll get this video by that time so you can understand why I'm doing this.
So I will say real quick that the Country Bears are sticking around. They're going to be doing some Disney songs that you may have heard before, but in ways maybe you haven't heard. Bluegrass, rockabilly, pop country, and more. They're actually working with Nashville musicians, and actually a character name change as one of the characters is going to be named Romeo McGraw. So Mike Celestino, I know you're a huge Country Bear fan. You excited they're sticking around?
I am a fan. I try to do it anytime I'm down there, and I'm going to miss the original version. I'm going to be there. So we're planning a Walt Disney World trip in January, but I'm kind of crossing my fingers it hasn't closed yet by then. I'm guessing I'm probably not going to be that lucky, right?
I'm guessing that right after the Christmas break, it could go down and have this. I mean, really, they don't have to do a lot of work on it. They'll reskin the bears. I know, spoilers. The programming is probably already set. Like, they could just walk in there and stick in the little SD card and like, okay, there you go.
Did you find your video, Jeremiah?
It is coming over to you via Slack.
All right, so we'll be there in a second.
Yeah.
So I've already been thinking about what melodies I'm hoping that, because they shared a little clip of Bare Necessities in kind of a blue country bluegrass style, and you know, that's a nice fit. And so I was trying to think, you know, through the performers, and my first thought when this came out is, I'm wondering if they could figure out a way, you know, Trixie, she's always got that love sick ballad going on, and so I was thinking that maybe she'd get Meg's I Won't Say I'm in Love.
That would be perfect. I think that would be perfect.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you countrify it, but I was like, that could be fun. It's like that kind of belted out kind of tune that I think Trixie is having. So
I think the lyrics are pretty countrified already. Just add a little twang there, and it'd be good. Jeremiah?
Yeah, no, it was definitely exciting, and the video is 3.5 minutes, so we may come back to this a little bit later on when I try and make sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's when they made the announcement, it wasn't, hey, this is going to be all Disney music done. I believe that's more the press release kind of says it's going to be more Disney based. But, you know, hopefully we get some original songs. I hope that we actually even keep the opening song or incorporate some of the stuff from the Country Bear Vacation that was original.
What about the Bear Band doing On the Open Road?
Oh,
no. The Bear Band has to do Lester's Possum Park or I will riot. Like, even if it's just an intro, and if somebody isn't already thinking about that, like, that is the ultimate, like, meta. It's like,
right?
Wait, Goofy movie making fun of Country Bears, then Country Bears making fun of them, making fun of them.
I didn't think they'd quite go that far, but so I was kind of hoping for On the Open Road. But yeah, obviously the possum tune would be the ultimate meta moment.
Doobie, it should be over to you now.
I got it. The first one to pop into my head, Rebecca,
yes,
was I would love to see Big Al, as only Big Al can, kind of his slow, meandering way of talking, doing the Scuttlebud.
No, God.
From Little Mermaid.
Why do you hate me, Doobie?
Wow.
I think that would be hilarious.
Wow.
Okay, so what have I got here, Jeremiah?
So
no,
this
I'm not able to show it in that format. Give me a.
Okay.
Ooh, we're never going to get through this.
I know. What Doobie has is actually the full presentation, the full announcement, starting with, and I think I edited the beginning where, and I can't even, I don't know if it was Chris or who he was talking. They're talking first about the Pirates announcement, which I'll start talking about that. Pirates is expanding. Oh no, this was the Haunted Mansion, talking more about the Hatbox Ghost, which they really did a cop out for the talking about why he appears and he's not a happy haunt, because he's not a happy haunt. That's why he can appear anywhere. And they kind of made it sound like he may actually appear more than just once, which would be interesting. But then they start talking about another original opening day attraction, and he goes, "Can anybody else tell me what it is, or what do you think it is?" And then when this video starts, you'll be able to tell who the biggest loudmouth in the audience was.
Okay, so I'm going to play this. Jeremiah, you just let me know when I should stop, since it is 3.5 minutes long.
At that same time, anyone got to guess what it is?
Country Bears.
Country Bear Jamboree. You're right. So look,
Really?
we love the Country Bears as much as you do as fans, which is why next year they're going to be learning some new songs and performing a whole new act. We're envisioning this new take on the classic Jamboree as an homage to the classic musical reviews of Nashville. To reinforce that idea, we created this brand new poster for the Jamboree done in that classic variety show style. And spoiler alert, each of you will be receiving one at the end of this session. Now, when the new show debuts, the Bears
if we want to actually see the Bare
different
Necessities
genres of country
part,
music.
it
Think
comes up in a
rockabilly,
second.
bluegrass, pop country, and a lot more. And we're working with some fantastic Nashville musicians to get the authentic sound just right. You guys want to hear a little bit? All right, so this is a video we captured from a recent recording session. Let's play it.
Today we're doing Bare Necessities for the Country Bear Jamboree. That's a very revered musical attraction for Disney World.
Let's just play the intro one time.
We can do it on the one. We're turning the fiddle off. Drums are not in. Let's give this thing a try. We're rolling.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Look for those bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Okay, you can cut it, Doobie.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, they aren't going to stick with bear songs, right? Because they're trying to come up with bear songs in the chat. So they've got Moving Right Along, which was, sung by Fozzie Bear. They're going to branch beyond Disney bear songs, right?
They didn't say. I will say that whoever that performer was, he has a great cross in between Phil Harris from Jungle Book and Pete Renaday from Country Bear Jamboree. I know people that have reached out to Pete to see if he has anything to do. He was the voice of Henry, and there hasn't been any report back. And it may, hopefully that's a good sign that he hasn't reported back, and maybe he will be returning as Henry, but we can never guarantee that.
Jeremiah,
yes.
Your shirt, we must mention. Tell us about your shirt.
My shirt is Down the Rabbit Hole. It is provided to me by the great folks over at Roosevelt, providing great shirts for 10 years, 11 years. I don't remember the date anymore. Sorry. Yeah, sorry we forgot about that. We've been so excited about everything else.
Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. Give me your favorite bear song from the Disney Pantheon other than Bare Necessities.
I was just trying to think of one. Can you come back to me in like a minute?
Like you
Yeah,
got,
right.
you can, Winnie the Pooh is a bear. You got the
Yeah.
bears of Brother Bear. You got to,
Yeah.
gotta
Imagine
there.
bringing the stuff from Brother Bear into this would be amazing.
I like this idea. Get the bears singing the bird song. Maybe they can even do like topsy-turvy thing and get the birds singing a bear song. Yeah.
Wait, the bear's going to sing Topsy Turvy too? That's
Yes.
nothing to do with bears at all.
So lots of fun stuff. Mike, just raise your hand when you're ready.
What else has been going on? Let's see.
Yeah, just go down the list and I can talk about everything. And I think there were actually things that weren't on the list. I do want to talk about one thing. Okay, this was the tavern, which we're guessing is the what is Tortuga Tavern right now, with the quick service that's always closed, and that front area that is a seating area that's connected to Pecos Bills will be transformed into this. And the biggest announcement come out of it, the Peg Leg Pirate, which I don't ever remember being called the Barker Bird here, but that's what everybody is now starting to call it because the Barker Bird was at Tiki Room in Disneyland. He's returning, which is exciting. And that, it is bringing pirates, not Jack Sparrow, but the pirates. You can see Red is there playing poker or whatever, out of just the attraction and expanding across the courtyard that we assume. So that'll be a fun addition to it. And again, there were things that none of us ever thought, expected, would have guessed. And that was, again, ranks up there as one that we never thought, but was exciting.
Is there any indication if it will, since they're calling it a tavern/watering hole, will it serve alcohol?
There was no, they hit and ran with a lot of these. So.
And there was no Q&A at the end, I'm guessing.
No, they didn't have time for Q&A. I mean, I could talk hours about how exciting and how much fun this entire event was, but the last two panels yesterday were, one was a deep dive into the history of Stephen Vagnini and Kevin Kern, where they sang a lost song by the Sherman Brothers that was originally set for Maelstrom.
I thought that this peg leg, I was checking, this peg leg bird appeared down at Walt Disney World. It was, yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure, because he was different than the one that appeared in front of the Magic Kingdom one. So that's why he's a peg leg. Okay, cool. I just wanted to be sure I wasn't totally, out of my mind with that. Okay, that's fine.
The Barker Bird was only Tiki Room in California, and that was above what is now the Dole Whip. Right. And the peg leg bird was when you walked into, it was right in the center.
Castle, the Castillo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead.
So the last two panels were Kevin Kern and Stephen Vagnini, and they actually gave a full presentation of a song that had never been heard before that was written by the Sherman Brothers for the attraction that ended up being Maelstrom. And they brought out Imagineers, and they were just grabbing people from the back going, okay, you're going to be a reindeer, you're going to be this. And Diego, who is one of the Imagineers, and Jason, and I can't think of his other name, who's another Imagineer, were part of it. They walked off stage from performing the song and had 30 seconds to get back on stage for the final panel, to the point where Jason had his blonde wig on and Diego was wiping off lipstick. So these
are the moments.
Yeah, it seriously was. It was just so much fun. And if you did happen to watch the live stream and you heard some really annoying guy screaming and yelling like his head just got cut off at times, I don't know who that was.
Mike, what you got?
I came up with a good one. Ready? How about
I'm ready.
The bare necessities? No, that's all. I couldn't think of it.
The solo show, there was no Q&A, just Jeremiah yelling out answers.
Thanks, Mike. Okay.
By the way, over under, do we think that this tavern's going to have liquor? I mean, we do, right?
Well, before you answer that, Rebecca, Jeremiah, question.
Yeah.
Is there a counter service place in the Magic Kingdom that serves alcohol at this point?
Counter.
No.
It's only at the table service restaurants right now.
Yes, nothing is counter service. You have to sit down and you cannot take it out. So that's
I
why
have faith in this company. The answer is no.
I'm sure that they'll have plenty of specialty mocktails and that kind of stuff. And by specialty, I mean pre-made and sitting in a jug until you order the $15 cup that Mike and I will both have 5 of.
See, I'm wondering if it'll be like this, Oga's at Disneyland, right? Because it's another location like this where you go in and it's in essence a bar, but it's not like you go in and you grab a drink and then take it out and are wandering around Disneyland with your drink, right? So.
Right. Yeah, I could see that where it's an inside place and you drink in there, so you're not grabbing and going. If that's what it ends up being, I agree. It would definitely have alcohol.
But I don't, but we don't know.
We don't know. And this is one of those where it was just announced, absolutely no time frame given. So that's all we have. Much like the Magic Kingdom Theater announced a few expos ago, we have no idea when this will actually occur. Next up, we have the Hatbox Ghost, which we previously talked about. We knew it was coming. We now have a date-ish. November. Yeah. Late November for the Hatbox Ghost.
Nothing says Thanksgiving like the Hatbox Ghost.
I was thinking it could debut. We always thought it would debut for the Christmas Halloween parties. Maybe it'll debut for the Christmas parties.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we're getting Haunted Mansion Holiday. Not happening. No, that was just a joke.
Yes, it was. Let's see. Shoot. Tony gave me this pronunciation this morning. Asha?
Yeah. The new character from the lead of Wish, which we got to see we got to see 10 minutes of Wish with 2 songs, one of which is very cute, and then the other one is just written to be a fireworks show. Like we were sitting there going, if this isn't every fireworks show from now on, because it's about wishing upon a star and the stars.
Are you in this picture, Jeremiah?
I would be further to their left, the right of it.
Okay. So out of frame.
Yeah, but as somebody pointed out, I think it was Gio. I was featured, I guess, every 30 seconds in the opening.
Yeah, I got a screen grab from a follower of Laughing Place. Said, "Look, Jeremiah made it on the stream."
So a lot of it was me doing this. People sent me messages like, "We're getting you a monopod for Christmas, so you don't sit there the entire time." I was like, I was fine.
Asha is coming to Disneyland and Walt Disney World, along with the movie. No big surprise there.
Okay, wait. Kiki
and Paris.
Kiki and Luca are raising a question, and this is a term this is kind of a general theme I keep seeing on the web, and I'll be honest, I don't feel this way. So here you go. It says, do y'all think Disney's poor financials and stock prices having impact on budgeting new projects for the parks, and hence these lame announcements? And I'll be honest, I was expecting unimpressive announcements, and I actually was kind of surprised by what came out of this. But is that the general consensus, or am I?
We were all blown away, and for somebody who's been at every Destination D and D23 Expo, the announcements were over the top. Like, they hit us, and this wasn't last time where it's like, and the parking lot trams are coming back, and this and this. This was, yes, it is. Nothing was set as a date, but also, they can't do that. They can't set dates anymore because we learned with the pandemic, if you set a date, something will inevitably happen. So I don't think that any of the announcements were lame, and I was very excited from start to finish.
We got, I mean, we haven't talked about it yet, but one of the things that surprised me coming out of this was that we actually got the kind of a bit of a tease of forward progress happening on the Avengers e-ticket.
Yeah.
Right. And that, I mean, I didn't expect that at all. That was the one, I think, for me that really was like, what? Okay. Well, that was nice, you know?
I have a completely different, where did that come from?
The one place I think it has an effect, I could be wrong, pure, do be speculation, but I think it had an effect in lack of a Disneyland announcement. We were teased at Disneyland at the expo, and we got zero. I don't want to say zero. We have a new Star Wars movie, but as far as a real attraction, let alone a major attraction, we got zero for Disneyland. Now, yes, Tiana's already under construction. We know that, but perhaps if in a different stock price situation, in a different monetary situation, we would have actually gotten some idea of what's coming next to Disneyland.
I guess maybe it's because there wasn't a lot of like just concrete, we're getting, opening this date. And like, we didn't come out of it with a list of like 18 things and opening date. Maybe that's where the disappointment comes in, but it felt so much more tangible than, Beyond Big Thunder.
Yeah. I mean, they referred to Beyond Big Thunder, and Josh at one point says, it is going to be, not it could possibly be. It will be the biggest expansion, even bigger than New Fantasyland. So yes, things are moving forward. I mean, we've seen attractions being built where we didn't know exactly what they were until construction had already been done and half the building had been built. So I think the internet age has ruined a lot of the, oh, we're so excited for this. No, it's we want every bit of information this second, or it's a letdown.
Well, in fairness, though, on the flip side, we do have the never-ending construction of Tron and the never-ending construction of the Adventureland Treehouse, which I have to admit, I am still flabbergasted. I mean,
any of the Treehouse?
They didn't even give us an opening date on that at this event, right? We still don't know when that treehouse.
Well, and that's one of the things. Like, if you go back to Expo, the Disney World stuff was Beyond Big Thunder and tease of that, but a lot of Disneyland stuff. This is set in Disney World, so they give us the Disney World stuff. Poor Paris and Tokyo and Shanghai and Hong Kong got a blip.
Yeah. By the way, Mike, do you think that treehouse is going to open anytime soon?
Didn't they say fall? Somebody said fall somewhere.
Oh, so fall. So what? Fall starts in a couple of weeks, I guess, huh?
There you go. You heard it here first. Mike, were you a little disappointed in the lack of major announcements for Disneyland Park?
I don't think I was expecting that much, so I don't think I was disappointed either. I don't know.
You're still living off the high of Tiana's Palace, right?
Yeah, I'm riding high on that.
Did you get to try stuff there? Do they have options for you? I know that there was kind of a sneak peek for media last week.
I was a little bummed they don't. So I was looking at the gluten-free menu, which I think I tweeted a picture, or we have a picture of it. They don't have the half chicken anymore under the gluten-free options, which that used to be my go-to at the French Market. But I did have the shrimp and grits, which is now gluten-free and one of the new items there. And I thought that was really good, so that I might go back to every once in a while.
By the way, Todd Stone is pointing out the very unfortunate truth that in the fall they're going to open the treehouse and all these leaves will fall off.
So Mike,
by the way, just to kind of put your mind at ease, perhaps, Mike C., they did say that with the opening of Tiana's Palace, they were going to be taking a look at the other locations and some of their menus. So maybe if that was a popular item there, maybe you'll see it find its way someplace else within New Orleans Square. But, hard to say. Ooh, there's the beignet station.
So Mike got to go to a preview of Tiana's Palace last week, the day before it actually opened. So let's hear, Mike, what did you think of the place?
They did a nice job with it. I don't think it was a major overhaul really to what was there before, but it was, a cosmetic overhaul, I guess is what you would call it. And I think everything looks really nice in theme with the Princess and the Frog. I do really like that new, the ceiling in the center kind of rotunda as you're waiting in the queue to order your food. It's like this nice, like deep blue color. That was really what grabbed my eye. Otherwise, yeah, I thought it's just a kind of a nice cleanup and overhaul of what was there before.
Did you enjoy your shrimp and grits?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it quite a bit.
You did not get to see Tiana in her new costume, right?
I did today. I actually just tweeted it out like right before the stream. I walked by there. It was my first time seeing actually the restaurant without the construction walls, because when I got to go in there last week, the walls were still up. And while I was there, Tiana came through. There's my photo that I just took.
Oh, lovely.
How many new costumes is Tiana getting?
Oh, how many people in green are you looking for today, Mike?
No.
So when I was there last week, I wasn't allowed to shoot outward because the construction walls were still up. They didn't want any photos of the walls. So I couldn't take any pictures of that stage, but I just finally went and got pics of the stage there. There's what it looks like from the outside.
Have they started removing
colorful.
the trees from around the fountain in between that and Mansion yet?
No work on that being done
So that'll
yet.
probably... Oh, no, I guess they said after Christmas, after New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that project, which not even on our agenda because it happened more than a week ago, but it happened since the last time we did a show, was Haunted Mansion. Their surprise, they could have held that for the Destination D23 and had something to announce at Disneyland.
The fact that a Q got a major announcement shows...
And a shop.
Yes.
And placemaking. And it's the Haunted Mansion.
And I'm not complaining at all. I think what they're doing is amazing. They're turning what they've been using as a queue for the past 20 years into an actual queue, and it looks really nice. I mean, I'm surprised that people haven't said they're going to chain themselves to that fountain yet, but...
That'll come. Give it time.
Ideas. Don't give them ideas. We're going to get back to all the Destination D23, but let's talk to Mike a little bit more. Mike, you're a Magic Key holder. Are you a Dream Key holder?
Inspire.
Oh, so your hand is not out.
You don't get $73, or is it $73? How much is it?
I think it's 60. Well, don't guess, dude. It's right here. $67 per person, approximately. Don't know what I'm talking about. There was a lawsuit by Magic
And
Key
this is
holders.
only for Dream Key holders?
Yeah, because they're the ones that are supposed to be able to go every day.
Oh.
No blackouts.
I thought I had the highest tier, but I guess I'm wrong.
Hey, I'll start looking if Rebecca isn't already.
No, I'm not.
Go back and sing the bare necessities.
The bare necessity.
Anyway, the lawsuit they sued saying that.
Oh, you know what? I think I figured out what happened. It used to be called the Dream Key, and now it's Inspire Key. And this lawsuit is pertaining to when it was the Dream Key.
Yeah, they no longer offer the everyday annual pass. Now, every pass has blackout days.
So I did have the Dream Pass when it was a thing.
Okay, so you might be entitled.
60, how much? $67?
$67.41.
There we go.
You can get it in pretzel.
With cheese.
Anyway, that lawsuit was settled. 103,000 Dream Key pass holders, $9.5 million settlement. Do the math.
And how do I go about filling out?
You don't have to do anything. You will
not like Facebook where you had to sign up for it.
And Disney's just going to send me a check. All right.
I didn't say that. I said you will be contacted.
By like a guy in a hat in the parking garage?
No, but you do have to send in $30 so they can unlock the bank account to send you the $60.
Right, and my social security number.
Mother's maiden name.
And they'd like to talk to you about your car.
By the way, never click a link, and always have the phone number yourself and just call it. If your bank will not call you. Your bank is texting you or emailing you. Use the number you already have. Call your bank. They will know about it anyway. Don't get screwed out of your money by people. It's happening to too many people I know. That is my public service announcement. Have the information for your bank separate and call with the information you already have. Don't click links and don't
by the way,
out to random people on the phone.
Solo show, the money's going back to Disney no matter what. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Disney gift card.
Right? Yeah.
It's cheaper to do the paper than it is to send out the plastic.
So I thought we were making our way through this thing. We are not. We have so far to go. So let's get back to Destination D23. Mike, pay attention. We might come to you anytime. What was that?
I'm listening. I'm enraptured by every story.
All right. So
Barely.
got the Hotbox Ghost. We've got the Usha. Tiana's Bayou Adventure coming late next year. We already knew. We got a preview of the animatronic for that. Did they actually have that at the destination?
No, we just saw the video, and it was the amazing Mickey zoom in at the end. We all just kind of went, "That's awkward," but sure.
So I am having so much trouble playing videos. I'm sorry. So Lewis, the animatronic, who's going to be in Tiana's Bayou Adventure, they showed them a video. They released the same video on Instagram. You can go check that out. Did they say much about Tiana's Bayou Adventure other than that?
Nope, just skipped right past it.
And plenty of promo for that for me. I guess they didn't care about you guys. So this one, talk about shock. I want to know what it was like in the room when they said Test Track is getting another change.
So this is the one that so far out of left field, like nobody ever, if you had people list from top to bottom what was going to get announced, not a single person would say Test Track is getting redone with inspiration from World of Motion. It was one of those, like, Test Track popped up and we're like, oh, it's gone. Oh no, it's just getting redone again, which is great because I was on it literally 2 nights prior, and we're all kind of like, yeah, this needs some work because nothing was going. And the fact that they're going to head back, they're going to circle back to original Epcot with World of Motion, hopefully throw in the music again. It was one of those things we're all in shock just in general about it, but when that all wore off, we're like, okay, that's going to be really great. We excited for that.
Yeah, I love.
Might be the one that seems a little.
No, I love the idea that Chevrolet sees the value of leaving people with an optimistic message about the future of vehicles.
It is fun to be free.
And so, I think I'm hopeful that's kind of where this is going, kind of, a celebration and of the vehicle, and then kind of a look forward into where the EVs and everything is heading. So we'll see.
I mean, you look at that car. That is not the car you design. That is like a trackless car. Not saying it's going trackless. They are not going to change the attraction at all. I would bet money that the ride track will still the exact same.
Am I the only one that sees a little bit of Navi River Journey in this picture? Is that just me?
Also, speaking about Epcot, there's one video, the Epcot panel that I filmed, that go and watch that. Everybody that's complained about Epcot and the walls are taking forever, the Imagineers that are talking through that and talking about the expansion. I know we're going to talk about the mural and everything. The love that they had, and I actually got to talk to one of them later on that night, and she's like, we are fans also. And it wasn't lip service from her. It was, I never got a chance to do this attraction. So the fact that we get to bring things in from it excites me. And they're really diving into the nostalgia of, now that we've come full circle of destroying everything and now we're bringing back the memories of it. They are excited. And the panel talks about how Walt and even Marty wrote memos, and they talk about how Marty was changing stuff constantly. And they talk about creating Epcot. It's just a beautiful, it makes you remember what Epcot really was. And it's not just them going, okay, so we're going to, tear out this and put in another thrill attraction. It's the care and love that they're putting into the park.
And just to be clear, I do meet the announcement of inspired by World of Motion with my arms crossed just a little bit, and kind of back just a little bit, because I'm like, okay, just how inspired are we? I am honestly a bit skeptical, especially given the concept art itself was rather generic, and I understand it's early in the process, but I'm eager to see what does inspired by World of Motion how does that manifest? What does that actually become? But I also, in thinking about the attraction, this really makes sense to me because the next generation is not as kind of in love with the automobile as previous generations, and seeing that concept art, I'm inclined to think that they're going to focus on the future of where the vehicle industry is going, and kind of that ecological impact and in design and whatnot. So
actually, I think they're going to steer away from that, because that's what the current one really is the the design your car to be the best it can with that. I think inspired by is going to be more like that concept art of the sunshine. It won't be the dark Tron, which
agree.
Bite my tongue.
Yeah.
But and we'll get Fun to Be Free in there.
The exploration,
yeah,
the exploration, the freedom that comes with it, with personal transport, that kind of dynamic.
Yeah, there is not going to be a single change to the attraction track itself. I mean, hopefully the pre-show goes through and gets gutted, because that's one of the biggest problems they've had, even with the first version of Test Track, with the pre-show rooms, where if they can just open it up more and get throughput. But again, we'll see at some undisclosed date in the future.
But
so no time frame announced for that whatsoever, like so many of these things. Mike Celestino has something to say.
I have a question. I had only done Test Track 1.0, I think once before it changed. Did that track get an overhaul, or was it the same track layout as it is now?
It's the exact same track layout. They went in and did some changes just overall to what you're like. I can still see every single bit of the original Test Track. Like when you're going into where the airflow goes over, that's where they were testing out the robot arms, and they forgot to turn off the robots, so you get sprayed with water.
Well,
it's fun.
Even this concept art looks like that hill as you begin to accelerate. Before
That's what I remember the most about the previous version. Yeah.
No, I think that that concept art is definitely when you're doing the quick roundabouts up to the top.
That's
I can
what that feels like.
Almost guarantee one of the things they're going to do is open up that, so the people that are Chevy and GM, when they go to their lounge, can actually see out to the attraction. Because when they did the 2.0, they made it so black you couldn't even see out, so they just blacked out the windows.
Right. Oh wow. By the way, this also reminds me of E.T. That concept art. My first like kind of connection when I saw this concept art was E.T.
Which, by the way, we have a new great ride through of the E.T. adventure at Universal Studios Florida now.
Maybe that's what popped in my head.
Speaking of wonderful animatronics, E.T. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially if you listen to the thank yous at the end.
Gideon wants them to remove a pre-show and just make the queue a walkthrough of World of Motion scene. That's our son.
Our son, for some reason, has been
Disney nerd.
fixated on World of Motion lately. Just fixated, singing it constantly. And then that's when it happened.
Yeah.
So
I will say, like,
into existence.
A lot of Epcot fans seem to have a lot of nostalgia for Horizons, and I don't even really remember going on Horizons, but I vividly remember loving and wanting to go on World of Motion as a kid. So I missed that attraction too.
Now you still have it in Pirates.
World of Motion closed before the internet age, so Horizons made it into that. Like Horizons and Journey into Imagination were right as the internet was starting. And again, just like with Save Mr. Toad, if Disney had announced that Horizons and Journey into Imagination were closing, there would have been those websites that have millions of signatures now.
All right, moving on to the next thing, also at Epcot, Luminous, the Symphony of, now this is us, right? Not US, correct?
No, they are sooner or later going to get that us to work in one of these shows. All we got was the announcement, the concept art, I believe we'd already seen before with the heart. Again, I still think it should be Illuminations 100, but nobody ever listens to me. Could Laughing Place share the link I just put in the Parks Tog Flash.
Sure.
But this, again, another nighttime show. Hopefully, it'll make people happy. I'm looking forward to it, especially again. Go and watch the video that was just shared in the chat. It is them saying how much they love it, not how much we want to create synergy, which is kind of what they talked about with Harmonious when it opened.
And we have a date for this, which is a pretty cool date, December 5th, Walt Disney's birthday. He would be 122 on the day that Luminous opens.
And we're expecting World Celebration to finally open in December as well. So it sounds like, as we move into the kind of the peak of that holiday season towards mid and late December, those pieces of Epcot are really going to be coming together.
Sorry, my brain doesn't function right now. Wasn't part of World Celebration announced for October 16th? Was it Dreamer's Point or?
I'll double check, and I know we've got Kyle in the chat too.
Yeah, if Kyle or Tony knows for sure, that would be helpful.
I'll check as well.
But when World Celebration does open, they preview. Did you get a good look at this mural, Jeremiah?
No, what they showed us were just the panels, like kind of up on the screen. But they said that like there are so many Easter eggs in here, and one of the things they want us to talk about, and this was the same Imagineer I was talking to, who I would guess if I had to put an age on this woman.
No, don't put an age on a woman.
No. She was young, like 20s, very young. That's what I'm meaning.
Okay.
So he never got a chance to experience all that. But one of the things that they said is they want us to tell the stories, us who remember this, of passing along the stories, which again is a true Epcot thing of passing on the stories to the next generation.
And Tony is correct. It was World Nature, the Moana edition that got the mid-October date of October 16th.
Yes, we have an official date for that, October 16th. Did you get to experience that yourself, Jeremiah?
Yes, and I did it once a few weeks ago, which was amazing because I was in there with 5 other people, and then they invited everybody that was at Destination D23 to visit that night. We had entrance into the park from 5 until midnight, really. From 5 to 9, we had the chance to experience Journey of Water. Then 9 to 10, we were in the World Showplace Pavilion with snacks, drinks, and we got a chance to interact and meet Figment. If you waited in almost a 3-hour line, it looked like. It turned out to be about an hour and a half. But walking through there at night I think that's actually my picture. It is beautiful in there. But again, I stand by, this will be an amazing attraction to sneak into when Luminous or currently Epcot Forever is playing, when everybody's watching that, and just have it to yourself and get to enjoy the music and the ambiance in there.
Right, you mentioned Figment, so let's talk about him next. Figment is now available to see at Epcot right now in the Imagination Pavilion. Before anyone gives their opinion, I would like to ask Mike Celestino, what do you think of Figment?
Prefer the puppet version.
You, Mike Celestino. Jeremiah, you got to meet him?
I did not get to meet him because I was trying to take care of lots of other stuff. I know our CEO definitely got a chance to hang out with him. I got some good pictures, and then tomorrow I'm going to go meet him in his location now. I don't mind him. To me, he looks like the animatronic actually come to life, where the previous one was a weird giant head. People have said, oh, well, he looks weird. Unless it is the perfect meet and greet with Dreamfinder and Figment, I'm not going to complain. At this point, we get Figment in one way, shape, or form. If you don't like him, don't meet him.
The wait was quite long the other day. I was hearing reports of 2 and 3 hours.
Oh yeah, apparently it was winding all through World Showcase.
I'm interested to see how long that level of demand exists, or how things are tweaked over time or whatnot. So it'll be fun to follow because of the fan passion. I know some new merchandise has surrounded this new meet and greet. I'm with Mike Celestino. If I had my choice in a perfect world, it would be a cute, cuddly Figment. I felt like I could sneak into a backpack and out of the park. But I'm happy we do have Figment.
Yeah, again, Figment in any way, shape, or form is better than no Figment.
No,
but yeah,
not in those ears. I don't need that form. I'm
no,
not against that.
those ears are very weird.
I'm-
The new merchandise is very cute. They also have they're inspired by the Tokyo Disneyland merch with the giant Figment head pillow, which somebody said would be great for wearing on a plane. So you could just have your pillow right there on your head.
Gideon just messaged me. I don't know why he didn't put it in the chat. He's like, Mom, that comment about shoving Figment in a backpack, I'm getting flashbacks to what happened to Buzzy.
Okay, next up, the Figgy hats rather uncomfortable for Florida. All right, we briefly mentioned this before, but some Star Tours news, Jeremiah, new destination?
Yes, the only thing they gave us was, well, I shouldn't say the only thing they gave us because they gave us these. I didn't get these for my Ahsoka event. I really wish I could go turn on more lights in here. I'm not just in a dark room.
I love this look.
like
This
right
look is,
there.
no, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's like, I don't even have ears right there. They gave everybody in the audience a pair of these when they, well, no, this was when they talked about Ahsoka on Disney Plus. But yes, Ahsoka is coming to Star Tours. Somehow I'm also guessing that we may see the Ghost. Hopefully Hera's in there. Chopper should definitely show up at some point. But they didn't say anything other than Ahsoka is going to appear. So it could even just be a transmission. I don't know if we're going to get anything new other than just Ahsoka.
And this is coming in 2024. Rebecca's Ahsoka ears. I believe you got those at an event we were invited to cover, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know which. I now have 4 or 5 different pairs, so I have no idea where those came from. So,
those may have been a gift from Disney, so we should just say that.
Hey, speaking of gifts from Disney, can I interrupt our incredibly long stream to talk about the...
Not yet. I have to, this is Star Wars. We're obligated to get Mike Celestino to say something about this.
Yeah.
About Ahsoka coming to Star Tours?
Yes.
I'm all for it. Should be fun.
Here's my bold prediction. You will see Thrawn in Star Tours before you see him on Disney Plus.
I hope you're wrong about that one.
No, you're going to see Thrawn tomorrow, and you know it. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Big day.
Oh, I cannot wait. I feel like this is like Ahsoka Eve.
Oh, well, I should say, since you mentioned those events, tomorrow I'm going to another Ahsoka screening. So look forward to coverage from that.
That is so cool. I signed up for one of them, but I think I'm going to end up having to give up my spot so somebody else can have it because my schedule has become too complicated. I'm sad because the idea of seeing it on the big screen, especially this supersized episode that clearly is going to give us so much baloney, mythology, and everything.
We get baloney if we see it?
Yes, baloney mythology.
I am excited.
Baloney provided by Roosevelt.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Very nice.
Mike, when you step out of that theater, having finally seen Thrawn come to life, you need to just go live wherever you are. Just do a quick stream and just...
We'll just do a spoiler stream where I just say everything that happens.
Just go, Thrawn!
Because I think the screening is 1 hour before it hits Disney Plus. So
it is, yes. Okay, next up on the agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeremiah. Now you were going to interrupt us.
Okay, so yes, Destination D23 Expo, soon to be the Ultimate Fan Event. Guests always get some type of swag. It's so great. Usually, it's something that we all gather around and we'll trade. For this, a new sponsor, which is a local company here in Orlando, was the main sponsor, and it's Lug. And they gave everybody these amazing backpacks that have pockets all over. It is a travel bag. you know, even for to go over your rollerboards, pockets. It is probably my new favorite backpack. I will use it. They have with magnetic to hold your phone, iPad. This was given to everybody, and then in it was even more merchandise. It was one of those things that was amazing. So Lug is great.
And we did do an unboxing or unbagging or whatever you want to call it on our morning, afternoon report over the weekend. I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, but Luke and Ben took us through the Lug backpack.
Second time Ben's done a luggage unboxing now for this show, apparently, for this channel. Next up, all right, let's move over to Animal Kingdom, Jeremiah's favorite park, and tell us what's happening in Dinoland, Jeremiah.
Things are possibly, maybe, kind of, yes, definitely happening. So the Tropical Americas, thank you. I've been trying to remember what they refer to it as, which is kind of just the region beneath United States. It can take up all that space. This is a proposed, possibly is, may not be, could be happening replacement for Dinoland. If you look at this map, it is Dinoland very heavily still there. To the right is Restaurantosaurus, that large building. To the upper right is the Indiana Jones attraction, which just so happens to work perfectly since Dinosaur is Indiana Jones exactly. They started playing the music, and again, if you go watch the video, as soon as the music started, some idiot let out the loudest yelp possible for that. And then to the left of it, that's Chester and Hester's shop. Like, that is the exact of what it looks like. So they're doing a great job transforming it, but also keeping some of the bones still there. And then we have the casita from Encanto. That there was, again, this is all possibly isn't happening. You know, we all kind of started speculating of what the casita would be. And, you know, it could be anything from a family attraction to just an entrance to actually see the animals from Amazon.
Yes, it would be neat if you were stepping into the world of Encanto in a family style.
And then if you
like that.
Scroll down a little bit, Doobie, where the boneyard used to be, I can almost guarantee that will be a carousel with characters themed, the animals from Encanto and from that area done in the Encanto way, and we'll hear them talk about Bruno and everything playing in there, which this was the way they started this talk, and Bruce Vaughn, who is now one of the Imagineers who left and then just came back, his part of this, speaking with Josh, he was, and this is just my opinion of what it looked like, he was annoyed at the announcements done at D23 Expo. He's kind of like, yeah, you guys talked about this, but this is what we're going with now. It's not going to be possibly this, possibly that. It is going to be this. That is the way it came off to me. I know the verbiage that came out from the parks, and rewatching it, Josh is kind of like, this is what the conversation is leaning towards now. If they close it tomorrow and start retheming, I would be completely happy. But you know, Dinosaur going to Indy will be an amazing thing.
And so, just to be clear, officially, Josh and the press release talked about these things as under consideration. Yeah. But if you look at some of the other dialogue that's been happening around it, there's a more sure tone to the way that the coming of Indiana Jones has been talked about. I, for one, am somebody who waits until well into construction before I totally buy it, because I have seen announcements and digging and then change happens. So so that's kind of where you may be seeing some outlets much more willing to speak of it as if it's a sure thing. We're still kind of couching it a little bit more speculatory because that's how it's officially been in the verbiage. But my gut says that's where they're going, because like I say, the surrounding tone on it has been much more kind of sure that this is what we're doing. So those other things that we had heard before seem to have gone by the wayside. I know there was a lot of surprise. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people were expecting a Zootopia clone was heading to that footprint of Dinotopia.
And that was one of the nice things is Bruce talks, he's like, you know, those were great, but we're focusing on the, you know, Animal Kingdom, and it's a part of the world that we haven't seen in Animal Kingdom, where it's not, you know, yes, Moana, they could do the islands and everything. Zootopia would make no sense as its own land. Zootopia, the attraction that it will be taking over, It's Tough to Be a Bug, is happening. That was a yes, it's happening. And I'm excited to
But the Zootopia that was described at D23 Expo was never described, I don't believe, it anywhere near as definitively as this seems to have been.
Yeah, it was a possibility. But the attraction that will be going to the Tree of Life, and they even talk about how they're bringing over.
Don't. I had an announcement ready for that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We're going to play our announcement for that.
Bug bombs, zappers, sticky little motels. Nothing can stop us. Ha! Nothing!
All right, continue, Jeremiah.
I like that.
Clawhauser, the animatronic that we've seen from the Zootopia attraction that's going into Shanghai, that looks like that will be taking over the spot of where Hopper is currently, or, you know, that area. I don't recall if they said this is coming next year. I know when it was announced, a lot of us looked and were like, oh, they're just doing something with the outside of the Tree of Life. And then we saw the concept art and we're like, oh no, that is so long, Bugs.
It was so good listening to Kyle this morning talk to Doobie about it, because Kyle said, I guess in the newsroom, as they were hearing the announcement, the way the verbiage was coming forth, they were thinking, oh, a projection on the Tree of Life. And then he started to talk about an animatronic, and they were like, well, that's an interesting choice to showcase a animatronic on the Tree of Life. And then, oh wait, they mean the Bugs Theater. Okay, so I like that very much. By the way, I was going to ask who gets applause for that, and apparently Tony gets.
Yeah, that's no shock.
Wait, I was like, you had to ask who created that?
Hey, did you see the amazing? It's a tweet. No, did I send it to you, Jimmy? That amazing Disney Adventures cover that Kyle made up because of that announcement.
I'm going to share when we get there.
Did you see it, Mike C? I love it. Okay, go ahead.
So, I want to give Tony even more credit. This is one from he did, which he sent me a video so I can actually play it, even though I can't show Instagram. But this is another Tony Instagram reel.
Told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine.
I don't think so.
Bold prediction there for what might be coming to the Country Bear. Would that be acceptable to you, Mike?
Well, there's no word. The word bear isn't in that song.
Oh. By the way, solo show. So this is one of those things where I'm not a fan, but I understand many people are, and I can understand being sad to see it go. But I don't think I've ever been in that theater and not seen families leave that show. And people like to talk about how scary Snow White's Scary Adventures was. But I'm sorry, that.
Oh, Kyle.
That was rough.
Oh, talk about rough. Look at Kyle's comment.
I saw.
That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough.
No, and I'm excited because it will be an excellent use of that space. You know, and Zootopia fits in the Tree of Life with all the animals on there. And it's stuff to be like, literally was a last minute decision for the thing.
I'm not as convinced yet on how well it fits, but I do hope it's a bit more broad in its reach out, because like I say, Tough to Be a Bug was a challenge for littles, and that's a park that already kind of suffered from a lack of littles beyond animals, and so, which, you know, littles like animals, but so the idea that maybe this is something maybe a little bit more gentle, a little less terrifying as giant spiders dropping on you from a ceiling, you know, I'm there. I'm good.
That all the animals are going to go savage at one point and actually come out, and there's going to be an animatronic of a kid, like the baby crying. And
can't we just have nice fun and delightfulness? Why does it have to be scary?
All right, Jeremiah.
Yo.
Anything else for Disney World? We're going to move on to Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. Was there anything we missed from Disney World that you wanted to make sure we mentioned?
I am sure that there is, but at this point, we've gone so far off the rails, I couldn't even tell you about things. You know, there was talk of the expansion for Magic Kingdom. We heard nothing about Disney Studios. Like, that was weird. The Muppets, yes, that was one that we were all expecting something, because they literally had the Muppets come out every bit of that and talk. But that also leaded into Dave and the announcement of Figment at the end, which was great.
Well, don't forget, the Muppets now fall under that WDI umbrella. So therefore, they are, you know, going to enjoy that dynamic as much as possible. So.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for anything Muppets, and I think that Josh and everybody really knows that, and that's why they leaned into it. Plus the craziness of Kermit and Piggy coming out at the beginning, and then Uncle Deadly and Gonzo during the Haunted Mansion. Like, at one point, I thought my dream of the Haunted Mansion holiday overlay was coming to fruition, but sadly it didn't.
There's no fruit happening. So then let's go to the Disneyland Resort, where probably the biggest thing they talked about was this, Jeremiah.
Yeah, we got a concept art of the vehicle that gives us absolutely nothing. To me, that actually could be the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind type vehicle, but I know what the space and everything, and there's no way that they're getting that attraction or a coaster, because I think they've said that this will be more family available. So it's a neat vehicle. They gave us more of the definition of the attraction, but it was kind of rewording everything that we knew from the D23 Expo of King Thanos and the multiverse and time travel, and these vehicles can do everything except for do the dishes, it sounded like.
Mike Celestino down in SoCal, how excited? Did this get you any more excited for this?
Yeah, every couple of years they keep reminding us that this is a plan, and I can't wait to see what they're cooking up. Hopefully we'll start to see something happening over there.
Wait, is the store open?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can go check.
I don't think so yet.
I know that it was talked about as an announcement again.
Not quite yet, I don't think.
So do we have is this a simulator? Do we really know what this is going to be, Jeremiah?
I don't think they've said, but the concept art that we've seen a lot of, like the first concept art at Expo and this concept art, I don't think it's a simulator. I think they've kind of moved past the years of the simulator. Yeah, to me, this originally looked like a boat ride almost. And then the new one looks like it could be a trackless, or even, excuse my language, a Universal Scoop from Spider-Man type attraction. So
that's what I'm thinking. That's what it reminds me of when I see this vehicle. It's a Scoop vehicle with there being nothing on top and the way it seats people. The number of people it seats in this concept art, it really feels like a Spider-Man type attraction to me.
By the way, you want to know what I really want in Adventures Campus?
Yes.
Shade.
Hey, Epcot's getting lots of trees, so Avengers Campus can't be far behind.
Man,
I thought you wanted to throw shade at Avengers Campus.
She did earlier.
It was so hot. I was shocked. And then you sit down and the seat is hot. It was just hot.
Just got to put those 4-leaf clovers back in there.
Yeah.
Just the one, though.
The one 4-leaf clover.
did we even cover the announcement of Shanghai and what the attraction is going to be?
I've got that. Go ahead.
Okay, just the look of the Zootopia attraction to me was very much like a test track or a Radiator Springs Racer look. I don't know if we have that art anywhere, but it was they just kind of threw that up for a second after showing us the cool facades.
Talking about this?
No, they actually showed the inside of the attraction where, yeah, there it is. Like with the car, and then you're going next to Flash. Like, to me, that looks, and I know it's a 4-person seater because I asked the Imagineer at the expo, and she goes, "Oh yeah, we've done lots of 4-person seaters." I'm like, no, there's never been a vehicle that's a 4-person seater because you guys always do 3, or the only time that's been 4 is like
Navi River Journey.
Well, that could be 2.
Rise of the Resistance is 4, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you're correct. It was a 3-person in the artwork, and the only time that it had been a 3-person was the Cars.
Right.
I need to go back and look at my art. I think it may have been 5 actually. So I'm arguing with myself. Go on.
So we also got the big news, and now it's time, Rebecca.
Yes.
For
moment with Rebecca.
Tweet you wanted me to show a moment ago.
Wait, what am I talking about?
The big news. Look what's coming back.
I know. Look at that. The Disney Adventure. I thought this was so clever, Kyle.
Is this Tony or this is Kyle, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Kyle. So sailing ship, that Eastern sailing ship that we were hearing about, enormous ship.
Very enormous.
Adventure.
And this is not the next in the Wish series,
no.
The Wish class. That's the Wish, the Treasure, and there's one more coming. That is not this one. This is the one that Disney purchased, halfway done, decided to finish, retheme it to Disney.
This is the one that our movie critic Alex likes to describe as Chapek was walking along a dock, and a guy just walked up to him with a treasure ship and went, "Hey, do you want to buy a cruise ship?"
And this will though be the next one to sail after the Treasure, but it will be sailing out of Singapore for at least 5 years, according to what we've heard. So for a lot of us here in America, one second, Joe. For a lot of us here in America, this will be kind of off our radar. It will be interesting to see how much of a Disney ship it is, but it is interesting that they named it Disney Adventure right after the Disney Treasure. So I feel like they definitely do not intend for the two to meet anytime soon. So we're still waiting for what we used to call the 7th ship, now the 8th ship, which we have decided is going to be called the Disney Main Street. And it will be required to wear turn-of-the-century clothing when you go on it. Monocles will be a bonus. So the Disney Main Street, but that's just my speculation.
I love this. Adventures by Disney Adventures.
All right, Jeremiah, what are you showing us?
It is a 5-person seater, and that was my. Whoa, geez, sorry. It is a 5-person vehicle, and they have never done a 5-person seater. And the Imagineers are arguing with me, going, "Oh no, this attraction's 5 seats. This is," I was like, so it does almost look like that looks like a scoop, and that's the Shanghai attraction. So we're getting lots of scoop vehicles.
Also in Disney Cruise Line news, they have announced that Lighthouse Point will totally be called Lighthouse Point is the island, so it's going to be Disney Lookout Key, spelled C-A-Y, just to confuse us, at Lighthouse Point. First cruises will start in June of next year, coming out of Fort Lauderdale. And as of right now, the Disney Treasure does not have it on its itinerary. The Disney Treasure will still go to Castaway Key, but Disney's Lookout Key will be opening in June. Cruises out of Fort Lauderdale.
And they actually gave away a trip on to the island to a guest in the audience.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, they were giving away a lot of fun stuff. Sadly, we didn't get like a mouse stir or anything because the joke started to become of like, and you all get one, and you all get one.
And with that, That's all I've got from Destination D23. We're not done, but that's all I've got from Destination D23. Anything you want to say about that, Jeremiah, before we move on?
Destination D23, yes, it was very hard to get tickets, but it is always one of the best events. I've been to all but one of the Destination D23s. I've been to all the D23 expos. This one, from start to finish, had so much entertainment. Nonstop. We saw Jodie Benson and Michael James Scott sing multiple times. Broadway musicals up there. But one of the highlights for me was this book that came out now, however many years ago. It's the Walt Disney World 50th book. And I got it right when it came out. And one of my goals was to have it signed by the three authors who I know all pretty well. And they were all finally in one place. Tim O'Day, Stephen Bagnini, and Kevin Kern.
That's cool.
So, yes, again, prized possessions gets it a little bit even better. But that's it for that. I'm still trying to recover myself.
We've got Mike. We've gone long enough, but I have to ask Mike this question. You love physical media. Are you purchasing the 100 Blu-ray set, the Disney 100 Blu-ray set for $1,500 to get every Disney movie on physical media?
And Planes 2, all the Tinkerbell stuff, Pooh movies.
I'm not purchasing it, but I did think that was neat that they're doing it until I saw the price.
It's only $15 a disc, Mike.
It should be $10 a disc. I get most of them, the 4K discs that I've been buying are like 10, 11, 12 bucks. 15 seems a little pricey per disc.
They come with a litho? Do they come with a litho, a poster?
Or crystal ears?
But there's no 4K, right?
Are they not 4K?
I thought they were.
I think they're just Blu-ray.
Yeah,
come on. We're on.
If they have a digital code, the digital code must be 4K.
Oh, me, yeah. I didn't look to see. I didn't look too deeply because I thought it was too expensive. And I own most of them already. If I didn't already own them all, then maybe you could,
I will be getting all those, the Disney Plus sets. I'll be getting all those.
Well,
and you must put on your Instagram, Who's the Boss Pod, you hugging actually hugging all the physical media when you receive them.
So, Doobie and Rebecca, you guys were at the first D23 Expo. Do you remember the Disney Movie Rewards booth that they had where they gave us a free code for The Rock and Escape the Witch Mountain? And then they were also selling all the Disney films in one set. And I believe that was almost $1,000. So in 14 years, with more movies, it's only gone up $500. So really, it's still a deal.
Better than inflation.
Yeah.
Complaining. Okay, Disneyland. Mike Celestino, you're probably going to be at the park on September 29th, I'm guessing. Do you know why?
So, this is probably a better conversation for Slack, but I was asked if I was free that day, and I said yes, and then Benji said never mind. So I'm guessing someone else is going.
Wait, what day is this?
September 29th. We should all be home. The Heartbeat of New Orleans. The Heartbeat of New Orleans, a live-in mural, will be debuting on the Rivers of America. As they said, when Fantasmic had its issues, they said some new entertainment would be coming until Fantasmic's ready to make its return. So this is a set to a dynamic jazz score. This will be projections on the river, and it will tell a short, whimsical tale of a mischievous little frog from the bayou that leaps into a lively heartbeat of New Orleans when he is lured by the jazzy sounds he hears in the distance. So they call it an art installation with animated original artwork by Disney Live Entertainment. Marcy Sweat, S-W-E-T-T, is the designer best known for her chalk art at Downtown Disney during Celebrate Soulful.
And Q Tony talking about the water drip from World of Color in the chat any second now.
I have chatted with that artist. She does great work in the chalk medium.
I mean, you should be the person going to cover that.
That was not shared with me.
And that's the major stuff we got going on here. I do see that DCT, Spring 2024 applications are open for the Disney College program. And by pure coincidence, Tony Betty has a great article on where college program people are staying. One of their locations now over at Flamingo Crossing. I'm going to put the link to that out there for you. As Tony himself was Disney College Program. So a legacy alum checks out the new Disney College Program housing in Flamingo Crossing Village. A fun read. Tony's very entertaining in his writing. Very creative guy, so I invite you to go check that out. Not that everyone here at Laughing Place isn't, but Tony is my favorite person in the whole wide world. Anything else I should mention before we close out here, guys?
Ticket sales open tomorrow for the, I think it's tomorrow, right? For that Disney D23 Royal Anniversary Ball that's happening out in California. So be sure to check that article out on the site if you are interested in that event, because like I say, tickets will be going on sale. And they announced that the D23 Expo is becoming the D23 fan event. And not only will we have items happening at the convention center, but in the evening, they're going to have fun in that large venue, the Honda Center, not terribly far away.
But not close enough.
But not super close.
It ain't
not
walking
terribly far away. And so if pay attention over the next few months as we learn more about those dynamics with the two venue event now, and they're going to have activations, I hear. So it looks like the D23 Expo is kind of becoming a larger event and more diverse in the types of experiences that you'll have versus just kind of all constricted right there within the convention center.
Yeah, one of the things they pointed out was they really wanted to make sure that they could accommodate the guests for the bigger events. So I really hope, like, I don't know, somebody says they're actually going to be selling different tickets for the evening, which I'm sure will turn into major concerts and major screenings, but I don't know that for certain. I didn't read all of the information. But we do not know, and I'll just throw this out there right now, we do not know anything about transportation. They shared nothing with us about that because
I feel like we've all forgotten. Be sure the Rocket Rod will take you straight from Disneyland to the Honda Center.
you're right. They're bringing those back. Doobie just broke the news.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the reminder.
Oh,
go ahead, Mike.
I think it's funny that after years and years of them reinforcing it, D23 is the fan club. If you're talking about the event, it's the D23 Expo, and now they've just given up.
Oh no, they didn't give up. It's now D23, the ultimate fan event.
Okay.
Yeah,
which includes all the stuff. But I'm curious. We're curious to see if the actual stuff at the convention center, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday convention floor, and the smaller events, will that still be called the Expo? Yeah. Hopefully not, because that's just endlessly confusing. But we'll see. And so I'm wondering, since it lasts so long and it goes into the night in all these locations, is this going to become like Comic-Con where there's just all kinds of stuff going on around it that's actually like separate? Like, is Mike Celestino going to have the chance to break out his karaoke again? And
well, they did that a couple of years ago at one of the events.
Did they?
It was not the Hard Rock, whatever it's at Garden Walk. They had the Coca-Cola, and I believe they had some karaoke in there at some point, didn't they?
No, if they do, I want to just say the word Jedis just to get Mike's reaction.
And they're having a fan event at Angel Stadium just before the expo starts, but not close enough that we'll end up going to it.
The 4th, it's on the 4th. I believe it's the Angels versus the Mets.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, an entire week before.
You know that they're going to start adding more events in to fill in that entire time. So yes, Comic-Con needs to start worrying again.
And hopefully the strikes will be over by then and they'll actually have to go. That would be exciting.
I don't think they have to worry. I think there's plenty of people who want to do these events to sufficiently fill both Just fine.
And so before we leave today, I do need to give some bad news. The Cake Bake Shop has been delayed. It's supposed to come later this year. Now it's not going to be here until next year. At the boardwalk, Doobie loves cake and is very disappointed.
Oh well, I'm sorry.
Can Doobie eat cake?
What?
Can Doobie eat cake?
I can eat anything I want. I can eat anything I want now. My stomach is back to its own iron self as long as I be careful. Too much and it lets me know, but I can eat cake. Thank you for your concern, Jeremiah.
I'll eat your share of the cake.
The only thing I haven't done is drink alcohol, but I haven't done that before. So that's a great question. Should we recap all the... No, just kidding. So hopefully you got to see everything that we talked about today. It's a long show.
Wait, we completely... Sorry. The true highlight of the Destination D23 was seeing the Once Upon a Studio short. This is the love letter to Disney animation.
But go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
it happened there.
I know, but we were trying to keep it focused. But go ahead.
Tears, like you.
Really?
Yes, everybody cried. The creators got a 5-minute standing ovation, which we sent out.
Somebody timed it.
Wait, only 5? Only 5?
It wasn't. Yeah, I was the first person up. Surprised. But
he knows it was 5 minutes because he was looking at his watch.
You gotta time it, man. That's what the standing ovation means. Nothing. It's all about the time. Indy got 6 minutes. Look how that turned out.
This short will be shown first at El Capitan, Theater El Capitan, in a couple of weeks with the Decades films that they're showing. And it is a must-see. They didn't give us an official date, but October 16th, we're probably guessing that'll show up, along with 1923, a Don Hahn documentary, which is also amazing. Sorry, not Park Talk, but...
It's okay. You can read more about that on Laughing Place.
Yes, several people have seen it now, and everyone that I hear has seen it. It's just completely spectacular.
I've been told from our next chapter.
Let's see, anything else you got going on, Mike, you want to mention? Who's your guest this week?
Who's the Boss? 4:30 p.m. Pacific time Wednesday. Trisha Barr from Fangirls Going Rogue is my guest to talk about the new Ahsoka episode.
So if you watch Ahsoka tomorrow and Thrawn is not in it, please tune in to Who's the Boss and see Mike Celestino go absolutely ballistic.
I'm seeing it at the Grove. You know the Grove in central Los Angeles by the farmers market. So if Thrawn is not in the episode, I'm gonna run out of the theater screaming and dive right in that fountain in the middle of the Grove.
Don't we only have 2 episodes left? Isn't this 5 coming up? So we have 5 and 6.
8.
Is it 8? Okay.
Yeah.
If you live anywhere near the Grove, please go stake out the fountain. We've got to see this. I've never rooted so hard against Thrawn in my life. I've never even heard of the guy until a couple weeks ago, and I'm rooting against him.
May not actually follow through on that.
So, that's it. We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for the morning show, which will catch up on all the day's news and look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow is 3-Show Tuesday. We'll have Rebecca and Becca. That's Rebecca over there doing Barely Necessities, the Disney merchandise.
Barely Necessities.
Yeah, Bear. Have you thought of a Bear song yet, Mike? No. Okay. And then at 7:30 p.m. Pacific tomorrow.
But it's funny because for a while I was thinking of one, I thought for sure I had one. And then I remembered it's the song sung by an orangutan, which is I Want to Be Like You in the Jungle Book.
Yes, that is not a bear song. Barely an animal song. Yeah. 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Return of
Big Al's
Disney.
Little Black Rain Cloud. That would seem appropriate.
Big Al singing Scuttlebutt. You know that's the winner. Speaking of Scuttlebutt, you can go watch that yourself. Little Mermaid is on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1 streamed.
I'm going to a release party on Friday night.
Woo, fun.
I told them it's already been released?
On Blu-ray, for the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it beat out Hocus, or had not beat out, correction, had the most viewers since Hocus Pocus 2, the biggest Disney Plus premiere. But we'll talk about that tomorrow morning, along with everything else. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Jeremiah, for your hard work the past 3 days. I know it's the work you absolutely love, but that does not change the fact that it is hard work. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And what is that?
That was me the first hour and 15 minutes of the event. Actually, it was longer than that. Because it
is hard. I mean, I did that for when I did my Princess and the Frog thing, and it was this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you did it one-handed the whole time, Jeremiah.
No, there was times where I'm like, yeah,
that was me. Anyway.
Wait, Mike has something.
Mike has something. He's celebrating.
I was trying to thinking of something I can do that's legal if Thrawn does not show up in tomorrow's episode.
Okay.
And here's what I will genuinely actually do. I will paint my face blue. If
Won't
Thrawn,
you do that anyway? Like,
if Thrawn is not in tomorrow's episode,
won't you have Thrawn as a special guest on Disney Trivia
Can
Live?
you paint your? Can you paint your face blue and do a contest with us on Saturday?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
All right.
But that means he has to shave again.
I'm leaving that up to him. However he wants to make this happen. That's between him and Tori. All right. Thanks once again, everyone, for joining us. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., 4 p.m., 7:30 p.m., all times are Pacific. Thanks again. Bye all.